Okay, what if you could actually hold up a mirror to your own nervous system? We're about to dive into a technology that promises to do just that. It's designed to make our internal state, stress, calm, all of it, something we can literally see and even interact with. So let's get into it. So let's just start with this question. I mean, really think about it. Imagine you could actually see the signs of stress building up inside you, kind of like watching a tide rise, way before your brain even catches on that you're starting to feel overwhelmed. And okay, what if you could do more than just watch it happen? What if you could actually reach in and interact with that internal state and learn, moment by moment how to guide your body back towards calm and balance? Now, that is the really powerful idea we're going to unpack today. All right, so first up, seeing your stress. The biggest challenge for pretty much all of us is that we're trying to manage this whole internal world that's, well, completely invisible, right? We usually don't even realize we're stressed until it's too late, like we're already snapping at someone or we just feel totally wiped out. And this is exactly where a system called X-regulation comes into play. It's a technology designed to tackle that very problem. How? By basically turning your internal physiology into a visible, interactive world that you can literally step inside of and, well, learn to regulate. So, how in the world does it work? Well, the best way to think about it is like a VR biofeedback mirror. And I want to be clear here. This is not a game. It's not one of those guided meditations with a pre-recorded voice. No, this is a direct, live reflection of what is happening inside your body, second by second. And this is a really key difference. Your typical meditation app, it gives you some audio, maybe some simple visuals to follow, but the X regulation experience, it's a full body immersion. The whole point isn't just to chill you out for 10 minutes. It's about actually helping to rewire the communication lines between your brain and your body for the long haul. So it's really important to know that this isn't just a one-off thing. It's a structured 5-week guided program. We're talking short daily sessions, like 7 to 10 minutes. And the absolute key here is that the virtual world isn't pre-programmed. It is actively, in real time, responding to your body signals, your breath, your heart rhythm, all of it. Okay, so how does this system take all that raw data from your body and turn it into something you can actually understand and work with? Well, it uses this really powerful and intuitive language of fire and fog. And this is how it makes your physiology a truly tangible experience. The first piece of the puzzle it's looking at is something called heart rate variability, or HRV. Now, the easiest way to think about this is that a healthy, resilient system is adaptable and flexible, not rigid and stiff. So having a higher variability or more change between your heartbeats, that's a direct measure of your resilience. It's basically your body's readiness to handle stress. The second piece is something called the LF/HF ratio. Okay, I know, that sounds super technical, but really it's just a simple way of measuring the balance between your body's gas pedal, that's your stress and activation system, and its brakes, which is your rest and recovery system. Gas and brakes, that's all you need to remember. And here is where it all comes together in that virtual world. So when your HRV, your resilience, goes up, this fire in front of you grows bigger and brighter. But if it falls, the fire starts to smoke and shrink down. At the exact same time, when your gas pedal, your stress system kicks in, a thick fog rolls into the world. And as you calm down, that fog clears away. So you see, you're not just looking at some boring chart. You are literally feeling the balance of your own body. Okay, so that's the how behind it all. But what's the point, right? So what? Let's get into the good stuff. Real-world nervous system mastery. How does spending, 10 minutes a day with a virtual fire and some fog, how does that actually change anything in your real everyday life? Well, the core promise, the whole idea, is that this training doesn't just stay inside the VR headset. The skill you're actually building here, learning to consciously shift your internal state, that's a skill that translates directly into how you handle all the challenges of everyday life. So, what does that actually look like? Well, for starters, you begin to notice stress a lot earlier, so you can regulate it before it really takes hold. And that means fewer of those knee-jerk reactive moments, and a lot more calm, clear responses, even when you're under pressure. It also helps you build what you could call emotional flexibility, the ability to bounce back faster from those frustrating moments. And by learning how to quiet all that internal noise, you can tap into deep focus and creativity way more easily, almost on demand, which is pretty amazing. And the benefits don't stop there. They go even further. As your baseline HRV gets better, your body actually recovers more effectively. That can lead to better sleep, more stable energy during the day, and the sense of internal grounding, it really changes how you show up for other people. You're just more present, more connected. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the really big picture here. Why does any of this matter? Because this is about so much more than just managing stress. It's about how awareness itself can be transformed into a completely new kind of freedom. See, what this technology really does is it takes that invisible, kind of abstract connection between your mind and your body, and it makes it tangible. It gives you a direct, interactive mirror so you can finally see how your thoughts and your emotions have an immediate impact on your physical state. And that brings us to what might be the most powerful idea in all of this. It's simple. When you can see your physiology, you can shape it. All of a sudden, it stops being this thing that just happens to you, and it becomes something you can consciously influence. So the whole journey looks something like this. Your body's raw data, your physiology, it turns into real insight. That feeling of stress, it's no longer this enemy you have to fight. It just becomes a signal telling you to pay attention. And that awareness, the ability to see what's happening and respond to it, that ultimately is what becomes freedom. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Let's just forget about the technology for a second. If you had a perfect, real-time mirror for your own mind, for your internal state, what's the first thing you'd want to change?